Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, you're watching the Buzz Fridays edition, and it's basically on entertainment. All right, before we go into our topic of discuss today, let's quickly introduce our guest on the show for today. All right, sitting very close to me, she's a Nigerian filmmaker and actor, even though she doesn't ply her trade within the shores of Nigeria, if you know what I mean. She's one of them. I've run away from this country to go out. Just kidding. All right, we have Roselyn Sani Ajose with us on the show. She's premiering a movie this weekend, yeah?
Next weekend.
And next weekend. And it's basically on abuse and trafficking and modern day slavery. It's a pleasure to have you, Roselyn, on the show.
Thank you very much.
All right. And also joining us on the show this afternoon, I don't know if a lot of us will remember him, but he started acting as a child. And when I say child, I mean like a small boy.
You're embarrassing me.
He used to cry a lot in those movies those days. But here he is. He's all grown. I think he's even, you're doing your NYSC now, all right? So he's a copper. And, well, he's still doing his thing. It's a pleasure to have Soma Dina Adima with us on the show. Hi, Soma.
I'm good.
Wow. Can you still do that, your baby face that time?
It doesn't really change you, but patience. No, serious.
Really?
Great to have you here, Soma.
Thank you very much.
All right.
My pleasure.
And of course, we have yet another actor, and she also doubles as a model, amongst a myriad of other things. It's a pleasure to have come back on the show, Ife Uba. Hi, Ife.
Hi.
The lady with the tattoos. You hear tattoo is now banned in China.
Liver TV.
Oh,
yes. We're also clamoring for that too in Nigeria.
No way. Okay. All right. So we're up on the show this afternoon. It's good to have all of you here, and of course, Alero.
Thank you.
Yeah. I love your door knocker earrings. They're fantastic. Yes.
Patience. In fact, I've offered you.
Okay, so quickly, before we talk about the movies and every other thing, let's look at this issue that's trending on social media. Ricardo Banks on the run as manager is reprimanded at Kirikiri prisons for performance fraud. Wow. Maven Records artist Ricardo Banks is currently on the run for an alleged performance scam that has seen his brother, who doubles as his manager, being locked up at Kirikiri prisons. The artist was said to have been paid the sum of 2 million naira to perform at a wedding in Benin. That was around December last year. And he did not honor that appointment after collecting the fees in full. Wow. Both him and his manager, who is also his brother, were invited to Area G police station, but only his manager showed up. And we hear that a lot of things have, gone back and forth and all that. But anyway, the police has described the singer to be at large, and the manager remanded in prison until the next court date, which is in February the 19th. Wow. So the guy is just like cooling off, like right
somewhere.
now.
That's his manager, actually.
Yes. All right, let's look at this issue, really the mentality or the rationale behind you actually accepting money, and not honoring the appointment, and then you not doing the honorable thing after that of refunding, which I think would have been like a proper thing to. I mean, it's bad enough that I called you, I paid you, you didn't show up, but then you give me back my money. Yeah.
I think I've heard this news before, but
yeah.
From what I heard, Ricardo actually did refund like 800,000 naira.
From 2 million.
From 2 million.
Yeah, but at least for him
you were paid 2 million, not 800.
For him to actually
Claim the
refund,
logistics.
that means maybe he was busy or he couldn't.
And that's
make
not
it
an
to the
excuse.
show.
Then you refund. Anyway, let me hear Ife on that.
Yeah, it's not an excuse. It's an integrity thing. It's a contract of some sort, and you should honor your part of it. I mean, the client has paid in full in advance, and it's up to the manager to schedule him properly. I mean, that's how you should. That's why, as entertainers, you should have a proper structure around you.
Yeah.
You know when you are busy, either throughout the year or in a particular. That's
You know
the peak
how
period.
you are booked.
Yes,
Yes.
that's the peak period. So it's wrong, and there's no excuse
But
about it.
sometimes you can't know what's going to happen and what's not going to happen. I think maybe something came up and then he had to go somewhere
No
else
doubt.
or
That can
do
happen.
something else.
That can happen, which is why you do what I think is proper. You can't tell me from 2 million you refunded 800,000. I was supposed to be
I guess the
cool about
claim
that,
he
no?
said, he was talking about logistics. That was what he was talking
Yes,
about. He said he
exactly.
actually had some little logistics and other things. But I feel the right thing a lot of people need to do is a law needs to be, because we were discussing about this before we came on air, and we're talking about if it's being done over there, and we're like, no, there is a rule. But if all those things are actually being signed, like fine, it's being
Like a
documented.
contract.
Do you understand? I don't think, even if they want to break it, but we've actually seen it happening. A lot of A-list artists, whereby they get paid them for shows and they don't even come. And at the end of the day, it's just back and forth. They keep on dragging. But what's not like a lasting solution to this? Because even actors, you guys also fall victims of that too.
Yes, actors.
Yes, it's true.
All right, let's hear from you, Rosalie.
Well, to me, I think number one is a criminal offense, big criminal offense, because the society or the community, they see us as a role model. So number one, you're tarnishing your own image, not just the person you collect the money from. You've collected money, like you said, they should have a proper schedule for him. If he's got a proper manager and they feed him back to him that you've been scheduled for so and so. So if anything come up, you should gladly go back to the manager and say, sorry, I won't be able to attend this wedding, and feed back to the owner of the wedding to say, I won't be able to come with the full refund.
And say this is why.
Yeah.
This is why I can do that. But how does it work in the movie world, you know, because we also hear stories of an actor collecting after having been booked for like a movie, you collect the whatever it is you're paid. What do you call
Artist
it?
fee.
Artist fee.
Artist fee. Okay, you collect your artist fee, and some of them don't actually like show up, and you hold production to ransom, you know, or they come like ridiculously
Extremely
late.
late.
You
Everyone
know.
would wait.
How does, if you're an actor, so tell us.
Okay. Yes, it happens at times, and they feel they could juggle, you know, in between 3 jobs, at times 4 jobs, and you know it gets worse.
One person.
Yes, and it gets worse if it's not in the same city. That's when it gets into like a quarrel and things like that. But it's not good because it damages the people. Now start saying, no, so and so person don't, because they will never tell you the truth, and it's not good for. I mean, it's business, it's show business, and you need to protect your name. You need to protect your integrity. So it's something that should not be encouraged at all in the industry. No matter how busy you are, you should have a manager. You should have your diary. Even if you can't afford the manager, at least have your diary and say, okay, no, this is it. If you can't reschedule me, then don't worry. Next time, your next job, I would come. And it's as simple
But
as
instead, they just take the money.
yes, because they just
just
want
look for a way to
everything
do
and feel they
abracadabra.
can juggle. And production, when you get in production, at times they will say it's 2 weeks, but it could stretch for some reasons to an extra 3 days, an extra 1 week. So then you're now putting pressure on the director, everybody, no, I have to go now, It's not fair.
And
To me, sorry, you go on.
Okay.
To me, I coming from a different school of thought from London. The way we work, if somebody wants to shoot a film, or should I say, I partly blame the director or the producer too, because they have this thing called A-list. I don't want to mention name.
Yeah.
I want this also person in my film.
Yes,
If
exactly.
she's not in my film, or if he's not in my movie,
What I want
the
is-
movie is not going to sell. I'm sorry, that's not a good. What about the upcomings?
Yes.
You can bring them up. If you ever watch the movie Apocalypto, there is no A-list star in that movie, and the movie sold billions of money in America. So I will partly blame the producers as well and the director, that they should stop chasing after shadows, because this so-called A-list star, they started from somewhere. So stop chasing after them, because you're making them feel so relevant. You're making them feel, without me, the world is going to die. Hello, the world is not going to die. So it's actually good they're showing them a lesson.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
You're so savage. You know, is it somebody's fault that they are A-list?
no, but sometimes it's not even the fault of the artist.
Yeah.
It is the producers and the directors.
Yes.
They are like, okay, I just want this one person in my movie, and they are willing to wait for you. Like even though it happens in the East, like one person can be in like 4 or 3 jobs at the same time. Like you come here, go here, and then you keep shuffling, and then they are cool with it. At the end of the day, they just want that face in the movie.
And then you wait.
Yes, they are willing to wait. So,
Wow.
and sometimes if you're not able to, if you don't meet up to
The time.
the best thing to do is refund the money.
Yes.
Because sometimes it's not even the fault of the artist. You might be too busy that you just will decide, let me not show up. Please, let me just rest.
Yes. Apart from that, like you were talking about logistics earlier, anything can happen. You could actually be on your way there. Maybe your car could develop a fault, and you just couldn't meet up.
Unforeseen circumstances.
Yes, it could happen. But then that is where you now do what is proper. You understand? Okay, maybe you've also expended a lot of monies in trying to make your way to that place. Then come to a place of agreement with the person, but not for you to like totally like
Not sit
vanish.
on-
You know what I mean?
Yes. Because right now, he ought to, because actually from what has been speculating was that Ricardo and his manager were actually asked to come down to the station, and he's actually nowhere to be found. I know how to volunteer his brother to go alone.
That one is jeopardizing his own career.
They don't count it
I
that
think
way.
it's
We've
part
seen
of,
it.
it's part of the job description of the manager. You get arrested instead of the artist, you know. You remember Burna Boy's issues? The manager got in trouble.
part of it.
And Burna Boy was still over there doing his thing. So it's part of what comes to being somebody's manager and all that. All right, so the next hearing for this particular issue in court is February the 19th. We just hope that, you know, the two parties can come
Together,
Yes,
Settle.
because I love Ricardo Banks.
Yes.
I was shocked at first when I saw that the story was on him.
Oh.
You know, I do like him.
Yeah, but it's actually a good one that one person is being treated as the scapegoat, because we've actually seen a lot of artists getting to do this and they go away with it. Do you understand?
Yes.
So now a lot of artists need to actually put their acts together and get things right and done properly.
Okay. Okay, all right. I think somebody's trying to react to this. Please. We always say don't call the line, just send your SMS. This one from Oliver says, what Ricardo Banks did is wrong when he knows that he won't go for the show. Why did he collect the money? That's a criminal offense.
Yeah.
Stop calling. I'll call out your number. What he did is a criminal offense. He should be punished for that. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see how the whole thing ends. Meanwhile, you guys are here. Let's start with you, Rosalind. You're premiering a movie titled In a Strange Land. I got interested with it because I love movies that carry a message and teach a lesson. So we're talking about abuse. We're talking about modern day slavery and trafficking, which is like our current reality today, you know, as Africans. Let me not just say that. So let's talk about what were about the thought for the movie in the first place.
Basically, the storyline in A Strange Land is actually a real life story. It's a lady that had been brought from, someone came from London to lie to the parents to say, okay, we're going to give you heaven and earth in London. And then they took her there, and it's become a whole game changer. Became a domestic servitude, ladies never out of the house, being tortured, being abused, all sorts of things. Anyway, she managed to do whatever. I don't want to say too much because we want people to come and see the film. She managed to do justice for herself, but how did she do that? That's what we're showing the world, to say, guys, you need to be on the lookout. Because in London, we're too conservative people. We don't like to get into your business.
Other people's business, yes. You even say hello, nobody answers
Nobody
you.
answers you.
That's weird.
You get in the lift very early in the morning, everybody just like,
like statues.
Yeah. So nobody says anything to anyone. So we're just trying to tell them, people in London, us in diaspora and us here, to say when they come, to say, sugarcoat mouth for you, I'm going to give you heaven and earth. Please check it properly. And then we're actually saying to the diaspora that they should stop projecting a negative image about Nigerians. Because there are a lot of people that have been caught over there, they send them to jail. Where are they from? They're from Nigeria. It's not good. It's not giving us that the positive vibe that people want to hear about Nigeria. So the lady, she's actually whatever out of the house. And she, before the movie, she came to me after she saw my last project.
Wow, the actual victim
Yes.
in the story.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she saw my last movie, which was Labor Life is a Journey. That one is basically talking about that in diaspora, we should stop saying bad things about Nigeria. There's no road, there's no lights, I can't live here. People are living here and making a living. This is a big studio. So why are you thinking you're better than people living in Nigeria? So we actually encourage our the people that are born abroad that their parents should please bring them to Africa. Let them know the place called Nigeria. Even though they think we're baboons and monkeys, come and see them. So that's what that one is all about. She saw the movie and then she decided to approach me to say, please, this is what have been bothering me over a number of years. I still see this lady, I feel like beating her up. I feel like doing something nasty. I can't go to the government.
She needed closure
Yes.
on the issue.
So
Okay.
she told me everything. Very scary, very gory, very... I cried when she was... I couldn't put everything in the movie because if you put that, they'll be rating your film like 18 or 21.
Okay.
So we just have to put bits of what the lady did to her into the film to say, well, at least this release a bit of stress from you. So that's basically what the In a Strange Land is.
Okay, all right. Having going to say this now. Now let's talk about the supports. Do you actually, because this is actually a very, very good initiative. Were you able to get supports from the government? Because this is more or less like you're like an ambassador.
Yes, we did get some support from the Home Office.
Okay.
The whole movie was actually shot with from Portsmouth University in London. So they sponsor with all the equipment. They gave us their students. The post-production was done in University of Portsmouth. So there's very much involved in the project. But coming to Nigeria...
Thank you.
It's actually a self-funded trip to the cinema, to the release. Everything is on me. So I hope people are watching to say, please, let's all get involved and spread the news.
All right. Yeah. No, and because I knew you were actually going to be getting supports from the UK. But coming back to Nigeria, I'm sure maybe because you didn't do any shaku. Do you understand?
So pessimistic.
No, I'm being patriotic.
in Nigeria.
I believe, but we actually need to make some things work. That's it. That's just the truth.
E.g., what is not working? What is not working?
Hallelujah, they started moving the deaths in our areas.
Okay, I think we should go and see a clip of the movie. But before we do, people are still responding to this whole artist fee thing, and I'm just laughing here. Okay, all right. Please, should I kneel down and beg? Don't call this number, please. It's really obstructing a lot of things here. All right, this one says, my name is Olani Philip. Please, I want to know if the lady that mentioned Apocalypso, are you in the movie? Are you in that movie? This one, Taiwo Oyejola says, imagine 800 out of 2 million for this economy.
Exactly, 800, not even half.
I had to read it in his voice. Imagine that's how he's feeling.
But at least there was a reform.
No, that is what they call fake IP. I know the way it is. The artist has even thrown his hands.
But they think I bad part.
No, that's all is worse.
All right, this was wow. Ricardo has no excuse to give in this situation. I mean, wow. I mean, someone of his quality shouldn't embarrass himself as such. From the way he presents himself in his videos, 2 million shouldn't be a big money for him to refund to somebody. Haba, why go return only 800? I mean, don't chop the money. I mean, I'm manager. All right. Nigerians have got no chill. Really.